Falcons at Steelers. Open at Steelers -3.5 or -3. Now there's just -3s. Total open very high, 56.5. Now 57s and 57.5s. High total being bet up. Steelers defense is terrible. Shazier is not being replaced. Offensively, they're missing Le'Veon Bell. He keeps defenses unbalanced. This is pretty clear now that this offense is not gelling. Big Ben starting to show his age. Now, Atlanta's defense, we talked about it all year long, dealing with a ton of injuries. Keanu Neal, Ricardo Allen, Deion Jones, done. Now, Grady Jarrett left last week's game with an ankle injury. They just can't get stops. In saying all that, we have a guy, beloved lowbagger, Twadi Latte, who lives in Pittsburgh, and he told me this morning, he said, people don't realize how bad this Pittsburgh Steelers team is. Now, I'm hesitant to jump on the Falcons here because their defense is so weak and they can't get stops. But what do you think about my man Twadi saying people don't understand how bad this Pittsburgh Steelers team is?
Yeah, Jimmy, it seems like a disconnect in Pittsburgh, doesn't it? Like, even like maybe they're just a first half team. Maybe they think it ends at halftime and you can only bet the Pittsburgh Steelers up to a halftime. Back-to-back weeks, you get shut out in the second half, one at home versus the Ravens, one on the road against an anemic Tampa Bay defense. That is some cause for concern there, but you're not hanging a huge line here. It's a -3 again. Same thing you hung with the Ravens. I think we're going to agree, Jimmy. I think the Ravens are a better football team overall than the Atlanta Falcons. The one interesting caveat you have in this football game, Dome team is going outdoors, but how about Dome team, Jimmy? Home 3 straight weeks, now going back on the road outdoors. And also another ingredient in this football game is where does this leave the loser in this game? The Pittsburgh Steelers with another loss or the Atlanta Falcons with another loss? This is a do-or-die game for both of these teams. I think the line still is a little bit short. Do I think Atlanta's going to be able to score? Of course I do. But look, the Steelers are at home, notoriously a good football team at home. Didn't show it last week versus the Ravens in the second half. I think they're going to be able to pull through and get this game done, but there's a lot of moving parts there. You know, guys aren't happy with each other. What's Mike Tomlin doing? Le'Veon Bell just going to announce, I'm going to come back when I feel like it. You know, week 7 bye, I'll be ready for week 8 just to jump back in there. They haven't run the football effectively since Bell's been out, outside of that week 1 effort by Connor. But I'm still a gambler. I still like to look at lines. It's a cheap number. I'm not really that interested in Atlanta going on the road because they don't have a defense either. I think the Steelers can win and pull this one out.
Interesting. I'm probably not going to make a move on this side. My man Ray Williams says the over has to be in play here, even at 57 or 57.5. What do you think, Donnie?
Look, these are insane numbers to go over, but when you're seeing the type of defensive product that both of these teams are throwing out there, it doesn't seem so far-fetched. And I like Atlanta's MO now, Jimmy, that says we can't stop anybody on defense. So we're going to throw bomb after bomb after bomb on offense and push the pocket and move it downfield. That tends to go to overs, but you would have thought maybe an over would have come in last night, 53, 54. That game ends up staying under the number. 57 points is egregious, but in today's NFL, is it really?
That's a good point. Is it really? Tomor says weather should be very mild. Good over weather should be a shootout. Yeah. And then our man Nate Pereira says, what up, Jimmy and Donnie? At my lunch having Italian food and streaming your show with the people here, and they are loving it. Much love, Nate. What a treat it was to hang out with him at IFBC. Let's keep rolling right along. But I guess my concern is Falcons at Steelers, 2 terrible defenses, is not taken. Now, I've made my best bet in the Beat the Prick contest the last 2 weeks, overs in Steelers games. First one hit, second one missed badly. Am I leaving money on the table? I mean, this 57.5 does scare me.
Yeah, no, and somebody brings up a good point in there. You do like the dome environment, right? No wind at all. Field goal kickers can bang them in from 54, 55. Pittsburgh is one of the toughest places in the NFL to kick field goals in, unless you're Justin Tucker and you make every single field goal that you attempt. It doesn't matter if it's here, the moon, or Mars. But you're looking at this football game on its edge. These are going to be 2 desperate teams. You know, sometimes you open the season, you're just trying to get a feel for your team. You're going to air it out and have fun. Maybe both of these teams, Jimmy, come in a little bit tight because they know a loss here all but ends one of their seasons, and maybe they play it a little bit closer to the vest. The MO and the DNA of these 2 football teams doesn't suggest that because they should be able to move the football at will on each other. But maybe that added element of loser goes home here really might play into this.
I think it might. I think that's a great call. Jim Bean says Steelers, good pick again, Donnie. And then Rain Man says indoors, this game goes over 57. Outdoors, Under. I'm hesitant to make a move on either the side or the total in this game. And I think your last point is exactly the reason why I'm hesitant. If this game was didn't mean as much to both these teams, maybe we would see it soar over. But this is a very, very important game for these two clubs.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.